Here we are, John Cartier, Extreme Philosophy for Kids. The helium balloon. How does it get its magical powers of floating in the air? Or how come when I kick a soccer ball, it goes flying through the air itself, and sometimes I can kick it just so, and it goes almost where I want it to go. Is there a magnet which keeps me glued to the floor? Or else I myself would float away. These are deep thoughts by Joan Cartier on the morning of the 18th of October 2009. And I want all children to know everywhere that there's nothing to fear from philosophy, from ideas. You can think about things and come up with great hypotheses, theories, and models of everything in the world. When you have a question about something, you can ask your parents or an adult or an older child, like an older brother or something. You can ask them, what is this? What is that? But you can also figure it out yourself, like the old philosophers did back in ancient Greece, when philosophy was in its very beginnings. Philosophy was itself like a child. And philosophy, the ancient philosophers, really asked questions and they used their senses. They looked around, they listened, they smelt and tasted things and felt things, and they came to conclusions as best as they could. And some of those philosophers came to conclusions that are still relevant, still valid today, thousands of years later. So you too can be a philosopher. Like my little nephew and my niece, I think they have it in them. They have that spark of consciousness, and they're really smart. They don't need necessarily to learn to read big books of philosophy to come to the same conclusions that philosophers throughout the ages came to. Using just powers of their mind and their perception, basic deductions and inductions. Philosophy really is accessible to all, and the world needs philosophers to rethink things, to come to solutions in the realm of ideas, yes. It's come to solutions for real-world problems. That's what philosophy does. It tackles a problem, looks at it, and asks itself a question. And it comes up with answers, and sometimes it's not just mind-blowing and groundbreaking stuff, earth-shattering, like we say. So most of the time it's very simple, but you hadn't thought about it just like that beforehand until you really applied yourself, asked questions, and looked at the problem in different ways, and you came up with ideas. You shared them with someone perhaps, and together that is truly spectacular and mind-blowing what you came up with. You can be a child and think up things like that. Philosophy isn't just for adults. I think of Socrates, he was very much like a child, asking questions, taking an interest in people and people's ideas and their beliefs and thoughts. And that's it. He ended up being the first philosopher, basically. First person to whom we gave the title of philosopher, if you will. So when I say, this is Joan Cartier, Extreme Philosophy, I'm very serious. It is extremist in many ways. It's philosophy at the extremes, in the extreme cold, in the outdoors, the extreme, the extremities, the extremeness, the extremism of nature and wilderness, in a sort of papier-mâché, ragu kind of goulash of thoughts and sentiments, and it's not that complicated. I have great pleasure in making these videos because I know that some people are really going to be moved by them. That to me is a gift from God, I guess. A grace to be able to share in these experiences. And even if there wasn't a God, I still think of love and kindness and what brings people together, fraternity, charity, and the hope, I guess, if you will. Not that I'm a very hopeful person, mostly hopeless, without hope. I give it the benefit of the doubt, There is a hope that the world is not as ugly as it seems.